A lot of people in your party, this is elected officials and talking heads on cable news who claim a leftist affiliation, got this very wrong. Got this very, very wrong. Accused the president of treason, of colluding with the Russians. The Mueller report says no such thing happened. Yet the left today is doubling down. And my question is, why? Why not just take the loss and admit they were wrong?
I think you're dramatically simplifying things. The way the report has been framed, especially by the Attorney General, I don't think is accurate, and I don't think the Attorney General's account of this is going to gain credibility.
No, we're just speaking about the report itself, the contents of the report itself. I understand that the left wants to make Attorney General Barr some kind of bad guy here, but just the report itself. Were there any charges for conspiracy with the Russians of any American?
They did not establish a level of criminality, which the Attorney General established as the result of a tacit or express agreement. So the only way you could actually meet that bar would be if everyone had met back in, I guess, spring of 2016 and sat around a table and said, all right, let's all go off and do this. And as we know, the way the Trump campaign was compromised was in a very decentralized way. The way they approached Papadopoulos was different than the way they approached Flynn, et cetera.
So the shorter version of that answer, just for our viewers' sake, would be no, there's no charges, there was no indictment levied against any American for any kind of conspiracy with the Russians. And so I guess I would ask, what was the original purpose of the Mueller probe here? The purpose, what was the purpose of the probe?
Well, if you look at the letter that Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein signed at the beginning of this whole thing, the first third of it focuses on finding out exactly what Russia did in this election, something that the president was completely unwilling to do, and he didn't even convene a National Security Council meeting on meddling in the 2016 election for 18 months. The administration was singularly disinterested in getting to the bottom of this. The second part of that letter that set in motion the special counsel was to see if there were connections and criminality between the Trump campaign and the Russians. Now, for example, in the report, since you just want to talk about the report, in the fall of 2016, the president's walking along a tarmac with Rick Gates. The president gets a phone call, hangs up and turns to Rick Gates and says, there's more stuff coming out tomorrow. Now, if you're fine with that, that's great, and you can be comfortable with that. I don't think that that's in the best interests of America. And yes, he hadn't taken an oath of office at that time, but then plenty of the actions that he took after taking the oath of office, hush payments to porn stars, for example, are in violation of his oath. So criminality is one thing, and I will grant you some of that.
The goalposts here.